Hello, all you beautiful people out there. Tonight, unfortunately, I'm not joined by my co-host Jenny. She is feeling a little bit under the weather. But tonight, I can guarantee you is going to be a fantastic show. We have somebody very interesting coming on, and as I just found out, very close to my own backyard. Um, so without further ado, we will bring on Lauren.
Hello, I'm actually in your backyard right now.
You are in my backyard. I
Yeah,
mean, I thought I heard something out there.
Probably.
All right, Lauren. So let's start this off. Give everybody a little bit of background about yourself. Kind of, I'm not going to do the whole "how did you get into paranormal?" blah blah blah.
Well, in
Whatever.
1985, I was born.
Fantastic.
And then, it's funny. I have only been in sort of like this. I call it like the public side of paranormal because you have like your creepy kids wandering around the neighborhood trying to find like the spooky places in the woods and the graveyards to hang out in paranormal, and then you
As
have
we
like
all did as kids.
like that. It's like a rite of passage, and then you have like the public investigations, events, and like this part of the paranormal. And I've only been in this sort of like public space for about 8 months, which is really fun. Well, I would say about a year roughly, which is wild to me.
So you're still a little bit of newbie.
Yeah, I'm a baby to the whole public sector, which is really funny because I'm just like, it's wild out here, guys. It's wild.
It really honestly does. Once you get into the circuit mainframe and everything, like that's when you start realizing like, oh shit.
I mean, it's cool because of how it's everywhere, like way more everywhere than I was expecting it to be, which is really nice. And I'm talking like not even talking about like, of course, people like ghost hunting shows and stuff, but like there's just been there's so many fucking people. Which is
like
wild.
I always said. So a little background is Lauren is actually from Ohio. Were you born and raised?
Born and raised, the heart of it all, man. It's a spooky state too.
You know what is actually really funny? I talk because I live in Massachusetts now, and I've lived all over the country. I've lived in North Carolina. I've lived in Pennsylvania. I mean, we won't go there, but I've lived all over the country. And Ohio per capita has the most haunted attractions. The most haunted attractions than any other state, and we are an eighth of the size of Texas and California and Alaska, and we have like I think it was last count was like 183 haunted attractions or something like that.
We like to be scared and we like to leave the earth because we also have the most astronauts coming out of Ohio. So
everybody always wants to leave Ohio.
Yeah, well, we either want like the shit scared out of us or we just want to like leave the globe.
Exactly. That's exactly
what you do when you come to Ohio.
You know what? Hi, Pam.
Aliens or monsters.
Okay, so if you're in Ohio, one event you need to check out is the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash.
I know. I actually am probably going to be a vendor this year.
This will be my 7th year there.
Yeah.
Pam and Steve are like a mom and dad to me.
I know. Pam messaged me again, and her and I spoke on the phone, and she's incredible. And so I got to get my shit together, and I got to just send her the info because I do want to vend at that because that was
I tell you what, you will not regret it.
Oh, I bet. And she has a brick and mortar investigation equipment store, and it's women owned, and I'm all about fucking lady owned shit, man.
Well, she also has the Hoover House, which they run as a bed and breakfast, and I love it. I mean, shameless plug to Pam and Steve Barry over there. Love them to death.
I talked to Pam for 10 minutes, and I love her, so it's.
Oh God, Pam! You could talk to her for hours, and like. Oh my God, she's like one
of the greatest people. Yep. I didn't even know you were watching. See, that's how much I like you. I was like, no, she's amazing. I love her.
See, we don't talk behind people's backs. We talk right in front of them. No, but okay. So you grew up in Ohio.
Yeah.
So you know a lot of the same places I do. I grew up. I started investigating when I was 13 years old, and
Mhm.
go right into this. My first ever investigation was Mansfield Reformatory, as some people know, Ohio State Reformatory,
Oh, yeah. It's my
Shawshank,
stomping grounds.
whatever you want to call it. Um, we went in there. My dad was part of the historical society shortly after the prison had closed,
Oh, cool.
and we got in there to help with the cleanup.
Wow, so you saw it.
I saw it.
I mean,
Like,
I saw it when it first opened for tours and stuff, but
oh, no,
I
no, no. I was going
oh,
through the
yeah.
sub basements, doing the prisoner file
Oh,
cleanouts, things like that. So I
there's still a
saw
lot of
all
crazy shit there.
oh, yeah, completely.
Mhm.
Um, so that was my first ever investigation when I was 13, and I'm turning 40 in like a month, and well, actually 2 months. And so that's 27 years in the field for me. Like,
Wow,
that's
yeah.
a lot. I mean, and people look at
OSR is a
me,
good first one too.
oh, OSR, like, you walk up to this place and it is massive,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely massive. And, it's a far cry from the cemetery hopping and the old abandoned places and things like that. So, I mean,
Yeah, that's
plenty.
like the real deal.
You know us in Ohio. There's plenty of abandoned buildings in
Oh,
Ohio.
100%. Oh my gosh. And in Ravenna too, we were such a huge town for they actually just tore down one of the big factories that used to be a flea market, and then it sat abandoned for a while, and they just tore it down. But in Ravenna, we had so much like industry there, so there were always so many places that we never broke into.
No, I mean, I can't say the same thing in Youngstown and Warren either. I mean,
No, we didn't break into
no,
anything,
no. I mean, we were urbexing before urbexing was a thing.
but totally legally.
Yeah, I mean, there weren't any signs or anything.
No, no, we
I,
were
I
welcomed in there. It was great. Yes,
yes,
they
yeah.
were
I
just
mean,
like, "Here you go. It is very legal." Oh, Vince.
oh, Vince is in here. Vince, I need to get you on the show as well.
Oh my gosh,
Um,
yes, you do. He's one of my BFFs. I love him to
Kaylee,
pieces.
thank you. Get Hana Crew.
Oh, get
Um,
haunted. Yeah, guys.
oh yeah, oh yeah. So Ohio, like,
I know. Like,
we,
this is gonna be a 3-hour show, everybody. Russ and
hey,
I
you know
already
what?
started talking before the show even came on, and
We already connected, right? No, so I mean, it's a lot of throwback to Ohio for me, especially when I get somebody on the show that is from my old stomping ground, especially somebody so close. Because normally I have people on that are like from
oh,
Cincinnati or
from Cincinnati.
Toledo or things like
It's always
that.
Cincinnati.
I grew up in Warren, Ohio,
Yeah.
which is the middle of the steel belt. For
Oh,
the people
yeah.
that don't know,
There's
the
some
steel belt was
old
a
shit
big
in
thing.
Warren. Mhm.
Um, so I grew up in doing, I don't know if you ever heard in Warren, Ohio, the old Red Cross building. They had the Pioneer Cemetery right behind it. And it
I
dated
know where
back
the
to
old Red
Revolutionary
Cross is.
War.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
it dated back. So I went to church at First Presbyterian Church in downtown Warren. I was always downtown. My uncle owns a building downtown. He actually owns the company National Fire Repair that
Oh,
that is
okay.
located in downtown Warren. He went in there, bought one of the old buildings, completely refabbed it, and it's absolutely amazing. So,
Wow.
me being gone now, because I grew up in Warren, I moved Mineral Ridge,
I love
which
how
is a
much I can
very
tell you're from Warren because of how you say it.
exactly, exactly.
Because you have
You
Warren,
know,
people aren't from
Warren,
Warren if they say Warren, but if they go Warren, you know they're from
Warren,
Warren.
it's Warren. So, but yeah, it's one of those things that, like, I grew up in Warren. I moved to Mineral Ridge I went from 5th grade to 12th grade in Mineral Ridge, graduated there.
Mhm.
And for you out there, Mineral Ridge, my graduating class was 63 people.
Crazy
So
time, crazy parties at that
small
school.
town. We had a drive your tractor to school one day. So you know,
That's like an
it,
Ohio staple.
it kind of honestly,
Every school
Grandpa's
had
Cheese
one.
Barn. Grandpa's Cheese Barn.
Yeah, this is so funny.
It's like you were telling me that your husband's originally from Austintown,
Mhm,
which is the town over from Mineral Ridge.
mhm.
So I'm sure you drove Route 46 all the time to go.
Yeah, he lived in Austintown when we met. He's originally from Cambridge, but then he's
Okay.
lived
Yep.
up here for some time. And when we met, he
Well,
lived in
Cambridge is
Austintown.
south
Oh
from
yeah.
Austintown.
And you could tell he's from Cambridge. He's a
Oh yeah.
Southern Ohio talker, that one. But so it's funny because when you are from this Austintown area,
You have the dialect.
your like big cities are like Pittsburgh, and then you have like Boardman and Niles, and like those are your
Well, don't forget Cleveland. That's only 45 minutes away.
yeah. But you know what though, Cleveland is like Ravenna and Kent. It was like Cleveland, Akron.
Oh God, Kent and Akron. Oh God, you're taking me
Here
back
it's
to my
more
days.
like Boardman, Niles, Pittsburgh kind of thing. So when I
Yeah.
came down here, I say down here, when I came to Austintown to live, I felt so lost because I had never come out this way living in
Yeah.
Ravenna, because we would go to Akron, we would go to Kent, we would go to
Well, Ravenna's kind of out in the boonies anyways, so I mean,
yeah. Oh, for sure. But like we didn't want to fucking drive down Route 5.
no, no,
There's
no
no
one wants to
there's
drive
like
Route 5.
nothing to get to this area from Ravenna. And I used to own a yoga studio in Ravenna when I moved to Austintown. So I would have to drive down Route 5. I hit 2 deer in 1 month.
Yep.
It was
Yep.
rough.
The deer is the state animal of Ohio.
Pretty
It really
much.
honestly is.
Pretty much.
You
The
know,
deer and the black squirrel.
now for any of you out there, like Ohio is not all cornfields. There are cities, there are things to see. Come on, Lauren. Come on.
We have some we have a whole family of deer in our backyard, and I fucking love the deer. I just don't love when they run in front of my car, because then I bawl my eyes out, and then the state trooper comes and I scream, "I'm a vegan!" and everybody looks at me funny. True story.
I mean,
We have a lot of really, really oh my god, that's my sister!
oh, Jen Coleman, black squirrels, and I just had a
That's my big
cornfield argument.
sister!
Oh, there you go. You got some
Aw,
support.
my now I'm gonna get
Oh,
emotional. That's my big sister.
I was gonna say
Um,
are we gonna have a moment?
she's also from Ravenna, except she was way cooler. She played like sports and shit. Well, of course she's from
Oh,
Ravenna.
okay.
She's my sister.
Well, of
Um,
course.
so we have because we have like the Rock Hall, and shut up, you're amazing, Jennifer. The Rock Hall, we have Ohio fucking State Reformatory. Like, let's be real with that.
You also have the House of Wills. You
We have the House
have
of Wills,
Franklin
which that was my
Castle.
first public hunt.
Oh,
Was at the House
House
of
of Wills.
Wills.
If you want to talk about House of Wills, I've been there multiple times.
Yeah,
I was in there before they really opened it up.
me too. That's when I had my first hunt there.
Were
It
you in
was
there with Tara and
the
oh, I want to say his name's
I
Dave,
it's
but
before October's, I think, started to really take over the tours and stuff.
oh honey, I was up there
It was
15 years
before
ago.
that. This was okay. I am 39 this year. And so this was almost 10 years ago, I think, that I did this.
Okay, was this before what was it?
The
Got it.
Satanic Temple guy owned it.
Yeah, was that before that?
No, I'm pretty sure
No, it had to be after because when I did my
it was
first
after.
investigation there, because when I did my first investigation there he has some of the sculptures inside.
Okay, yeah, it was after he was there, but it was like trashed and empty. Like you had to watch where you were stepping because there was like fucking
Okay,
holes in
now
the
I
floor and
will
shit.
ask you this. House of Wills, when you went to investigate, when you walked in and walked through the ballroom or the amphitheater
Yeah, yeah,
theater
yeah.
area, because that's the only way you could get in, because they didn't let people in through the front, they let them in through the back door.
Yeah.
So you went in through like the stage area and everything like that. When you walk down through the first viewing room on your left-hand side, did he have that sculpture in there?
He didn't have any I don't think there were any sculptures. I don't think so.
He might have moved them after, because from what it's sounding like the
I'm
last
pretty
time
sure he still owned the building when I was there.
he does still own it,
Oh,
and
okay, he does still own it.
yes, yeah, Richard Freeman, maybe
Yeah, something like that.
something like that. But there was a pretty suggestive statue.
Oh, okay. Ooh, maybe
Hey,
it
Melanie,
was.
Dale. Yeah, there was a
I
very
feel like maybe
suggestive.
there was.
It
I don't know.
was
All I know is our tour guide was drunk, and I won
okay. Fair
money
enough.
for an EVP.
It's Cleveland.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I
we'll
was just
chalk it up
like,
to
that
that.
is the worst place to be wasted is on a ghost hunt
Well,
because we caught some shit.
oh, trust me, you can walk into that place and never not catch some shit.
I got my first like really great EVP there, and I won some money for it. They had a contest, and I won like 50
Oh,
bucks
very
for it.
nice.
I know, it was really cool. But
That's
because that was like
awesome.
my first paid public. Because other than that, it was either like investigating my friends' homes, or I lived in Riddle Block number 9 in downtown Ravenna, and the
Oh yeah.
building manager let me investigate there. I did a haunted tour in downtown Ravenna where I took people around to different spots, and I had some equipment and sort of like showed them, ghost hunting. And it's funny how much my methods have changed from then until now, being in the more like public space and just being able to have more access to spaces to investigate. So it's like night and day now from like how I was investigating before to like equipment development and investigating now. It's crazy. It's not even the same at all, especially because I
Okay.
have access to the Ohio State Reformatory all the time.
Okay. Now that
I'm
you're
going to be there
saying
on the
that,
4th.
that's I want to go back so bad.
You need
Actually,
it's if you haven't been there in
my
a while, it's changed so much.
my wife and I's first date, she actually came down from Massachusetts down to Ohio,
Mhm.
and
Oh, hey,
I
Courtney.
wouldn't consider it our first date, but it was.
The most
I got a
romantic one.
Well, I got a hold of a friend of mine that used to volunteer at OSR, and they had a public event going on, and I was
Mhm.
like, "Hey, I know you're sold out, but do you think you could pull
Can we
some
get in?
favors?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, dude, come to the door, whatever." It was her first ever prison investigating.
Aw.
So, I took her up there, I took her up to the TB ward, I
Did
took her
she
down to the
piss
sub
herself?
basement. She had some
I'm close.
experiences. She was she was pretty
I go
close.
back to OSR when I get a little too deep into like disproving my own equipment, and I need to like take
Yes.
a step back and be like, okay, you're like I'm like talking myself out of everything, and I'm just like, it's all just fake or it's all aliens. And I'm like, you got to go to OSR and just get yourself back into like, no, there is energy that we're trying to explain. And so I'll go to OSR. That's like my
One of my greatest stories is I
go-to
actually
grounding places.
when I was bored, I would just be like, "Hey, I'm 45 minutes from OSR. Let me just drive down there."
Oh yeah, I experienced so much shit when I was on the day tours.
I paid the $10 going for the self-guided day tour, and I would
Oh
just
yeah.
walk around that building.
Oh
One
yeah.
of the greatest things was I was standing actually in the library, and I was having a full-on conversation with somebody, and there was no one there with me.
Hmm.
A group of people walked in, and they're like, it sounded like there was a full room of people in here. I'm sorry." And I was like, "Oh, no, no, it's just me."
It's just me and
Whoever however many.
yeah.
Well,
No,
one of the greatest things was when I took my wife there, my now wife there, um, was I knew she had abilities,
Mhm,
and I knew OSR like the back of my hand because I grew up there. That was
mhm,
my go-to. So I took her up to one of the very seldom often open places was the TB ward above the chapel.
mhm.
Um, so I took her up there. I didn't tell her what it was. I didn't tell her what happened up there, nothing like that. The minute we hit on top of those steps, she literally bent over holding her chest. She's like, "It's hard to breathe up here." And I was like, "Okay." I'm like, and yes, I kind of was the asshole in the situation, but I was like, "All
No,
right,
it's
well,
for
what
science.
it is. Hey, yeah, poke prod, whatever."
Mhm.
And I was like, "Hey, okay, what else?" She's like, I just," she's like, I can't breathe up here." And I'm like, "All right, well, let's go." So I took her out. We went outside, caught some fresh air. And she's like, What?" And I'm like, "That was the TV wing. So people could still attend church services on Sunday." And she was like, "You knew this?" And I was like, "Yeah, I kind of did."
You were like, "Yeah," and she probably was like, "Oh, really cool," in her head, but she was like, "That also kinda sucked."
And she's like, "You're kind of an
If
asshole." But she still married me. So, I mean,
if you oh, yeah, I mean, we we can't it's like a regular women's trope. Like our partners can't be like that nice.
Yeah,
It's just
exactly,
kind of
right?
boring because like we're assholes. Jesus Christ.
Oh, completely.
If you guys ever make it to Ohio, like coming in May for Parapsychon is like the
I want to go to
time.
Parapsychon so bad.
Parapsychon's it's so much fun. It's such a cool event. 100% of the proceeds go back into the Ohio State Reformatory.
And anybody listening, please go donate to Mansfield Reformatory
Yeah,
OSR.
yeah.
Please, every little bit helps. It is on
The
the National
Mansfield
Historic.
Reformatory Preservation Society. Every penny that we make at that location goes right back into the building. It's how we have elevators now. It's how we are able to restore so many pieces of that building back to its original glory.
And you guys are
And that,
doing weddings and everything else there now.
well, we don't do weddings anymore. We
Really? They got rid
mostly,
of the weddings?
yeah, there's no more events like that anymore, which is nice because we don't need to, because the
Are they
tourism and the events are enough.
are they still doing Ink at the Clink or incarceration or whatever it is?
Incarceration, yep, they do incarceration.
Okay.
That's too many people for me. I can't go.
That's anxiety overload for me as
Oh
well.
my good. And everybody's like, "You have so many tattoos. Do you go to incarceration?" And I was like, "I have so many tattoos and I would rather shut myself in a room."
Correct.
Like,
100%.
no, thank you. But
Yep.
they have incarceration's massive. Parapsychon is a freaking blast. They
See, I
have
I only do one big trip a year, and that's Gettysburg. I mean, living up in
mm,
Massachusetts is already an 8-hour drive to Gettysburg. So to Mansfield, it would be like 13.
telling you, man, you got to do a Parapsychon one year. Just got to do it one year.
If I'm gonna do it, it's gonna be a week-long thing
Oh,
where
it's worth it.
I'm coming out and I'm just gonna like
Spend a week in Ohio. We got plenty of shit to
exactly.
do here.
Yeah, well, Cedar Point now bought out by Six Flags by,
Whatever, it's fine.
I give it 5 years as be bought out by Disney. So
Oh man. Oh man. If we had a Disney in Ohio, listen.
there's no way in hell they'd
I
put a
know it's
Disney in Ohio.
problematic, okay? I know it's problematic, but oh, you'll fucking catch me there all the goddamn time.
Yeah,
Um,
I guess so.
I'll go
Yes, Bonnie,
investigate
even
there.
though you're here and half asleep, it still does count.
Oh yeah, you're fine. You can nap. I'll
Yeah,
use my
exactly.
meditation voice. Just kidding. No, I won't.
Yeah. All right. So
Wake up!
we got completely off topic here. So
Oh, I
tell
know.
us a little bit.
Everybody's like, guys, aren't you supposed to be talking about fucking ghosts?
I mean, we're already 23 minutes into this, but tell us a little bit about yourself. Kind of like, hey, Chris, um, like you said earlier that you owned a yoga studio. How did you get? Are you on the more spiritual side or are you on the more technical side of things?
That's a fucking great question, Russ. I'll tell you that much. Um, Lori, see, I just need to come. Take me. Let's go to Cedar Point, and then
It
we'll
has
go
been
to Wildwood.
25 years. It has been 25 years since I've been to Cedar Point.
Look at us. We're like squirrel. um, so I
Jenny, not yet. Calm down.
you know
We
what
haven't got
though?
there yet.
This is a good way to show the balance that I do create with like the technical and the spiritual. So
Yes.
I am very
Okay.
spiritual.
Good job, Jenny.
Yeah, good job, Jenny. I'm very much into witchcraft. I have taught workshops about like witchcraft, meditation, spiritual connection. I'm a Reiki master. I've worked with shamanic practitioners with like shamanic healing circles. I studied yoga in fucking India. I've been to fucking Jerusalem. I touched the goddamn Jesus stone. And
Don't come to Massachusetts to look at the Plymouth Rock because you'll be disappointed.
well, I've been Salem a couple times. But like I've done a lot of deeply spiritual types of things and a lot of travel and a lot of dedication to sort of opening up to that side. And when it comes to paranormal investigating, I really, really think that we do need to be very analytical and technical and use our critical thinking skills and use our personal theories and understand that the paranormal is not at all a science. Nothing has been proven in this field. And you really need to figure out if you want to work towards a an establishment of this being a field of study, or if you want to do it for fun. And doing it for fun, when I go out and do it for fun, that's when I embrace the spiritual side of it. That's when I bring out the pendulums, and that's when I use the dowsing rods, and that's when I'm, speaking to the spirits and trying to tune into, any personal gifts that I might have. But when I'm trying to progress it as like a field of study, I'm purely technical. I'm very data driven. I am not thanking inanimate objects. I'm not, if a light blinks, I don't say, "Oh, thank you." I don't humanize the situation, but I do think that it's so present to have that homage of spirituality, even if you are being data driven. I just don't indulge it while I'm collecting data. That's why I will have times where I'm like, I just need to go to OSR and I just need to like sit up in the fucking attic and like see some shit for a minute.
Now, the attic, are you talking about the vent room?
The attic above the cell blocks.
The TB ward, above the TB ward, where it has the long vent shaft running down the side of the room on the left-hand
Yes, but
side?
it's at the very
All
top
right.
of the cell blocks. Yep,
Yep.
the attic.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep. No one
And
wanted
like
to go down there.
it's a lot of fun. And it's fun because when I volunteer for the ghost hunts, at the end of the night, you have to go around and lock up, but it's pitch
Yep.
black. Like we don't turn the lights
Oh,
back
yeah.
on. Like we turn some of the lights on. So I've walked around OSR in the dark.
If
And
you
I
want
won't use
pitch
a
black,
flashlight.
go to solitary or sub-basement or attic.
Man, this is my stomping grounds, my dude. I know exactly where all that pitch black stuff is, and I know I
Oh,
go right
exactly.
to it. You know what I
So
mean? And
you
I
wanna hear I'll sidetrack here for a second.
yeah,
My first ever, like, actual paranormal experience that, like, was like, "Okay, I
like
just shit
holy
my
shit.
pants,"
Yeah.
was I was walking down Solitary.
I like this because I'll tell mine after you. These
So
are like
I
my
was
favorite.
walking down Solitary. There's no
Mhm.
doors on the Solitary cells anymore, unless they put them back on.
We have sliding doors on the other side.
Okay, so there was one side that had no doors on it
Yes, that is
whatsoever.
that's the left
Um,
side.
they, I'm walking down, and of course, on every cell, they have the caged in lights
Mhm. Oh yeah.
on the back of the wall. I'm walking down and I'm looking into every cell, like as I'm walking, like a 13-year-old kid. Of course, I'm like,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
half the light bulbs. Now, these are 6-foot incandescent light bulbs,
Mhm.
and they're glowing half. Only half of them are glowing. And I'm like, saw the first one. I'm like, okay, that's weird. Saw the second one. I'm like, all right. Saw the third one. I'm like, nope, nope. And my dad's like, there's no power to the bottom part of this area. And I was like, so why
Are
is
there
that
lights on?
happening? And he's like, energy. And I was like, I don't
Oh,
want it.
dads. I don't want it. I don't want to be here anymore. Goodbye.
That was
No.
actually the first night my dad found out I smoked, because like I got so scared. I went outside, I
You're like,
grabbed
I
a pack
have
of
to, Dad.
cigarettes,
I'm
and I was like,
sorry.
I'm like, fuck this. I'm done. I'm done. And I'm just sitting out in the truck ripping cigarettes. He walks out, he's like, well, I kind of knew. And I was like, I don't care.
I mean, yeah, it's hard to who wasn't like 14 and smoking in the fucking late 90s?
Exactly. Exactly.
It's MTV's fault.
Kind of like you talk from experience.
Yeah, I told you weren't that old.
We're only a year apart.
I know. I was there too. I totally get it. We would walk to
We've
the
lived the same
fucking
life.
Dairy Mart and try to get, when they
Oh
weren't
God,
party
Dairy
people and
Mart.
just get our friends that looked fucking older to go buy us cigarettes all the time. Come on.
Oh
Let's
God,
be
Dairy
real here.
Mart McQuaid's.
The Dairy Mart. My husband and I were talking about all the places that are no longer places anymore. And I'm like, oh my God, like that's what old people used to do when we were young. And now we can do it.
Please at least tell me you've gone to the hot dog shop.
You know what? I'm a vegan.
Oh, okay, fair enough. All right, fair enough.
So I have not. I've driven by it, but
It
I
is a
did
staple.
not get to indulge because I moved
Yes.
here after I was a vegan.
Well, I don't know. Like, I may sound a little bit ignorant here, but I don't
That's
know
okay.
what the stipulations of a vegan is, but
Nothing at the hot dog shop.
their strawberry milkshake is absolutely amazing.
Definitely no.
Okay. All right.
I would literally shit myself
Oh, well, I mean, I call it lactose
violently.
intolerance, but
Violently.
I mean,
Yeah. It's so when you go vegan, well, everybody pretty much has like a lactose intolerance to a point, and then when you go vegan and you are not having any dairy, you get a little bit of dairy, and it's like,
World War III in your stomach.
yeah, it's bad and hilarious. I could pick out
All right.
dairy in anything from miles away.
All right, so let's go back and talk a little bit
You
about
don't want to keep talking
your.
about me shitting my pants, Russ?
Well, I mean, we can. We can make this an entire episode. I mean, I need to
Hey,
bring
buy a
Rob
Crystal Pot,
Steckelitz on.
everybody.
I need to bring Rob Steckelitz on from Get Haunted, and he can talk about his bidet he has. So,
Oh, I have a bidet. Those are the best.
why is everybody saying this? I need to go buy one now.
I'll tell you right now, man. You have not experienced anything until you fucking power washed your asshole.
Everybody has said that, and I'm kind
Jenny's
of
like, this
concerned
show
about
went
it.
south. Jenny, literally, it went south. We're talking about
Completely.
butts.
Completely. 100%.
All right, so ghosts.
All right, so let's go back a little bit more into your REM pods here. They look like crystal claymores that are just waiting to explode and fuck you up with crystal energy.
Yeah, so there's a lot that okay, so the very first crystal pod that I made, I was again, so
Did you
I
keep
owned
it? Did you keep it?
yes, it's in my workshop.
Train. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I was like, was that a train or a ghost? It's the amethyst version that you can buy on the Ghost Hunter store. Dave Giuliano sells 2 versions of the crystal pot on his Ghost Hunter store, and it was actually how I ship them all over the world officially. I just shipped to Australia.
Pam Barry, if you're listening, please get Lauren's REM pods in your store.
I know we already talked
right
about
now.
that. She says we already talked about that. Yeah, she was like,
I'll see him
she
next
has that
week.
brick and
Don't worry.
mortar, and she's like, I
What
love
other place to sell
women.
than Gettysburg?
Yeah, no, we already talked about that. Yep. I told her that, yeah, for sure. No worries. And she'll see them at the Gettysburg because I do need to get on my shit and get in.
Lauren, if I don't meet you this year in Gettysburg, I will come personally to Ravenna.
What
and
other
hunt
shows do
you
you go to, though? Have you been to Salem Paracon? You're in Massachusetts.
I've been to Salem Con.
Yeah, I was at Salem Paracon this last year.
Which one was Salem Con that they ran this past
Salem
year?
Paracon was at the college.
Fuck, you were there?
I was there. Yeah, dude, I get around. I'm not just fucking hanging out in Ohio. This is all I do for a living. I'm everywhere.
So this was okay. So it wasn't this past year? It was last year, right?
Just this past November, I was just there.
I didn't go to. I went to the first one they did.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just.
I was gonna feel
November.
very bad. I was gonna feel very bad if I.
Oh my
was
god,
like,
you
I
wouldn't
was
have
there.
missed me. I'm fucking loud, and my table has a bunch of these with like bright ass lights on them. You can't miss me when I'm at a show.
I was a speaker at the first one.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't go to last year's one. So because my anniversary for my wedding falls on like November 13th.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a very like, do I go to this or do I celebrate my anniversary?
Get on it. Lauren is loud and you can't miss her. Correct.
Luckily enough, my wife is into the paranormal. That's how we met
that's awesome.
to begin with. So
these make really great gifts.
Lauren.
And I do customs.
Okay. Well,
and I do laser engraving.
Well,
and
so there was this couple.
Keep going. There was this couple.
Keep
it's
coming.
my favorite set that I've ever done. He bought 2. He bought one for him and he bought one for his girlfriend. And on the bottom, his has a little ghost and hers has a little ghost. And when you put them together, they hold hands. It was the fucking cutest thing. And then he wrote, I love you forever. And I laser engraved it in his handwriting on hers.
Very nice. Very nice.
So if Jenny puts up the pods again, it's the neon green and purple one with the black. He designed that one with like the neon green and the purple and the big black clasp. That was the one that he designed for his girlfriend. And then his is the one that says OPS. His name's Odin on TikTok and his has the teeth on it. So like, that's the range. I can do crystals or like No crystals.
All right. So for the people out there, because we've already
This is
talked
just
about
turning
this,
into me trying to sell Ressa crystal pot.
what is your price point on these?
So customs are 150 and you do the whole process. So you everything from the, design, the stones, the color, the paint, the hardware. And then I have on my website payment plans, which is really nice too, because even though, and honestly, custom, you're having all of these are customs that are up here. You're getting
Of course.
something that is, one of a kind to you because I don't recreate customs. Becky Ann Galantine on TikTok, I made
We're
her.
having Becky on here next month. So
Oh my
yeah,
God, she's amazing. I made her
I love
one that
Becky.
is a spirit. It's a spirit board and it's beautiful. And I've had a lot of people reach out and say, oh my God, I want one like Becky's. And I do not recreate customs. So when you have a custom, I will we can do one that's like it, but I never recreate a custom exactly so that you always have a one of a kind piece that's yours.
We'll see if my wife and I ever got one. It would be a lock and key.
Super. Like when I say that I can pretty much fucking do anything, I can pretty much do anything. I mean, even from this picture to now, there's been so many more styles that I've been doing for people. It's been incredible. And it's so fun, like getting to know people because we do a full video consult. But like I said, I was never able to afford fancy equipment. So when I built the first one, it was because Tri-C Ghost Hunters, who is the resident paranormal team at the Ohio State Reformatory, I'm on that team.
Tri-City?
Tri-C.
Tri-C, okay.
Yeah, and Kathy and Greg Fiketic. Kathy's the paranormal programmer at Ohio State, and Greg Fiketic is the lead investigator for Tri-C Ghost Hunters. And I'm on that team with them. And they had known that I'm I'm a builder. I'm always building stuff. And I got my first motorcycle and I fucking right away, I ripped out the carburetor and learned how to rebuild a carburetor just because I fucking wanted to. And so I'm always getting into things. And Greg was like, I have some equipment that doesn't work anymore. Do you think you'd want to try to fix it? And it was one of the proximity sensors that looks like this.
Yep.
And I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll take it apart. And then I took it apart and I was like, oh shit. I was like, I could fucking make these. And the parts are so cheap. These are like $4,
Like
four
we were
to
discussing
$6
earlier. I wish
on
Radio Shack.
Oh my God. Radio Shack. Oh my God. I would my fucking kingdom for a goddamn Radio Shack. And even if they didn't have the parts that you needed, they could fucking order it. But God, did I love Radio Shack.
The transistors, everything you needed.
Dude. And they had old shit that people either broke and returned, and they would just keep old shit in the back. And then you could just go through their fucking boxes. If you knew the guy at Radio Shack, if you were a fucking nerd up the street.
Okay, everybody out there, we are starting an official petition to bring back Radio Shack.
But old school Radio Shack, with old ass computers in the fucking back and stuff.
If we're bringing back Radio Shack, we're bringing back Blockbuster.
I'm fine with that too. I'm into that. Get some VHS tapes.
I worked for Blockbuster for 8 years, so.
Dude, Blockbuster, I remember when Blockbuster went from VHS to DVD.
So do I. I had to take them all
I know,
down.
we're the same age. We keep trying to age each other. Actually, you're older than
I'm not trying to, but.
Way older. Way older.
All right, so you have some very good, custom built.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
REM pods going on there.
And 150 is cheaper than a DOS REM pod.
True.
And it's one of a kind still. And then on the Ghost Hunter store, they're 120.
Do you do them on a cheaper side for your budget Ghost Hunters?
If you come and find me at a vendor show, I sell them at vendor shows for $95. And there's all still the ones at the vendor shows, they all very much still feel very one of a kind because they're just the ones that these two are vendor show pods. And there's always something about them that I make special at the vendor shows. So these ones, the special thing this year is that their power indicator light's purple because usually the power indicator light's red. So I'll do something kind of special just for vendor shows so that if you come and you see me in person, you get something a little special that you can't get online. So I try to make all the interactions special because It was so hard getting in this business where everything's so fucking expensive and feeling at all special with like the cheap ass equipment that I could afford. So I made these bitches.
Okay, so I am going to take a quick second break, but I'm going to ask you a question that you can continue to
I was gonna
talk
say, I
about.
was like, I'll handle whatever break you want to give me. I'd talk like a
Exactly.
madman.
I will give you a question here to talk about. Um, so I noticed that your REM pods do not have antennas on them.
They do, they're removable.
Okay, so you have the removable antennas.
I'll tell
All
you why
right.
they're removable though.
Okay, if you want to give that quick second, go for
Oh,
it.
like right now?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, cool.
Why
I was gonna
what?
say, does it have to be with your face on the screen? You're just gonna like, all right, well, Russ is taking a fucking shit. Okay. He had some Dairy Queen earlier. And okay. So if you have never seen
I am
my
not taking a shit.
if damn it. If you have never seen my TikTok about the Faraday cage. So when we're talking about Faraday cages and we're talking about blocking EMF, we're talking about blocking false positives on our REM pods or anything that is triggered by electromagnetic radiation. So the nice thing about adding removable antennas is that it lowers the volatility of your REM pod. So the antennas used to not be removable, so it always had an antenna on it. It was just you could either have it down or you could have it up and that's it. These you can remove them. So if I have the antenna on this, you have a range of your crystal pod. If I can get it closed, they're all rechargeable and they have a recharging. So if you have your antenna, you have a range, you can hear it, of about 6 to 7 inches from the antenna. So you can, this is very susceptible to false positives. It's susceptible to false positives from your cell phone, from your two-way radios, from other pieces of equipment. So if you are in an area like, let's say, like the Bell Mansion, which you have a room at the Bell Mansion that EMF triggered devices go crazy. So in order to sort of experiment around with trying to avoid these false positives, you can take the antenna off. And then I would like to put it somewhere where you can actually see it. Let's hope it doesn't. Then it no longer has that 6 to 7 inch range. You have to come all the way up on it in order to trigger this device. So
Okay.
it's sort of acting like its own little, hi, there's my husband. Hi, BB.
Oh, Christopher.
I love you too. I give him such a hard time for not hopping on like all the podcasts I do. So he's been very good lately.
As the husband, you have to make the appearance.
Yeah, just every once in a while. And I think he's even at band practice right now.
Oh.
Yeah, he's in a cool
What does
band.
he
It's
play?
called Frame Shifter. He plays guitar. And I wish
Okay.
I wasn't using my phone because he has a fantastic photo that just went up. But it's called Frame Shifter. They're progressive metal. They're really fucking cool. They're out of Canton, Ohio. So everybody should also go look for them. They're on Facebook. But
Out of Canton, and you live in Ravenna. Okay.
yeah, well, we live in Cortland. His band is
Yeah.
in Canton. And then they just played at the matinee in Akron.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty fucking good. I like them. I sing.
Oh,
them.
all right. Yeah. I mean, maybe I'll have to have him send me a demo track or something. I can
It's
listen to it.
badass. They're on Spotify. Frame Shifter.
Okay. Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
I'll
their
look
whole
him up.
album's on Spotify. It's. I'm pretty fucking impressed. And I know I'm like biased. I'm his wife.
Yeah, you're kind of biased. So
I know, but like, don't even take my word for it.
that's like me asking my wife, "Who's your best podcast you like to listen to?"
I know, right? I know. Like, don't take my word for it. Go find Frame Shifter on Spotify and then like tell me how you like them, everybody. Yeah, Frame Shifter. There it is.
All right, well, Christopher, I guess I'm gonna have you on my show, Comes to Curiosities, because I like to have artists, everything on the show.
Oh, he's like a fucking savant artist. Like he writes these like 5-6 minute long songs, and he does the guitar, the bass, the drums, the keyboard.
So he's into the whole ballad thing.
He could do, but it's all like metal, like spooky metal. And
right,
he will
enough
do
said.
all of them. He plays
Enough
all
said.
of the fucking instruments.
Enough said.
It's crazy.
I'm in.
And he also he ghost hunts with me. He's on Tri-C Ghost Hunters with me.
Okay, so I
He's
know
the
Tri-C Ghost
to my
Hunters.
Beyonce.
I know Tri-C Ghost Hunters because I grew up in Ohio.
Oh yeah, you know them. They're
I
huge.
started groups in Ohio. I was part of, actually, they're still around, which is actually called CPRS, which is Collective Paranormal Research Society.
Okay.
Now, one location that I did not mention in Ohio, which is a very underlying location, a very overlooked location, Madison
Where?
Seminary.
Oh, that's my fucking favorite goddamn place to go. You know what, Russ? Holy shit, we're even at, darn it, they're in the other room.
I just broke her.
Okay, Madison Seminary, we're 50 minutes from there, so it is one of my favorite places. I love Adam Kimmel, I love Addie, I love Shelly, I love Danielle. Like, I love the whole team of volunteers there. And MadCon is, I'm going to be at MadCon this year, and I actually am making them pods for Madison Seminary and Fairfield County Infirmary, so that people can rent them out and just experience, you know, rent. If they don't have access to equipment, they can rent them at Madison Seminary. I love Madison. And I agree with you. I agree with you so much. It's so underrated.
It is such an overlooked place.
I love Madison Seminary. It's amazing.
Oh my God. I had such I had such great experiences.
How I screamed at you?
Oh my God. Like, when I bring up Madison to people, they're like, where?
They're like, where? And I'm like, I fucking love that place.
Okay, so a little background on me. So, like, we're at 47 minutes now. We'll go over. I don't give a shit.
I have nothing to do tonight.
Yeah, neither do I. But
buckle up, everybody.
Strap in. Buckle up, Buttercup. Let's go. No, so I started. Yes, I did make you go for a tour last year, Jenny, because you needed to go for a tour.
Such a good place.
But I started there when the Cassell family owned the location.
Okay.
So my group, CPRS, we helped go up there. We helped clean up the property. We actually did landscaping. We cleaned up the building, everything like that, in exchange for us being able to get in there anytime we wanted to.
Awesome.
So we made that when we were bringing new investigators in and we were training ourselves, we would make that our home location. And I tell you what, some of the experiences I had at Madison, ooh.
You want to fucking, you need to come back to Madison. You want to know what we just put in there?
I don't know if I go back to Madison, I will not go on the second floor.
It is, well, it's on the fucking second floor, third floor. It is a floor to ceiling mirror room. They call it the Devil's Toy Box. So it's an infinity room that's completely covered in mirrors.
Adam.
And I know Adam's, he's such a fucking madman, and I love it.
Yes, he is.
I love it so much. He is top 10, one of my fucking, everybody there. Those places hold some of my absolute favorite. You have Jeff Fent, who was one of the masterminds behind the Devil's Toy Box.
Yep.
You have Adam Kimmel, who's just fucking insane in the best ways possible. You have Rebecca Kirschbaum, who's incredible. She like writes her own fucking language when she does like readings and stuff. It's crazy. It's now, just such
I will
awesome
tell you this
over there.
Adam and I did not get along at first.
He's a lot.
Because we were competing teams in Ohio. And it's sad that I have to say competing teams.
I know.
That's something we'll bring up later. But you know, we were doing our thing in Ohio. They were doing their thing with Resident Undead.
Mm-hmm.
And this was
they just brought back.
This was back in the days of, I don't know how long you've known Adam, but
Not that long.
This was back in the days of Dan and Jim and Adam doing
where Adam was
Resident
a baby.
Undead. Yes, Adam was
a tiny little baby angel.
Yes. Well, if you ever watched an episode of Paranormal Challenge at Rolling Hills, they went against some of my very good friends, Paranormal Expeditions, which is Rachel Hoffman, Tina Storer, you know, things like that. Now, I knew both teams, and I'm like, and I've been to Rolling Hills multiple times because, of course, you know, it's only 4 hours from the Youngstown area. Short drive up to Buffalo. But, you know, hey, John, yes, we have to get you on this show and my show. And I will reach out to you. But I'm sorry, we're all calling out things here. But Madison is a place that will leave a spot in my heart forever because it's just one of those locations you go and squirrel. Sorry, yeah, yes, Jenny, ADHD. Um,
It means that we can have like at least 10 conversations at the same time. It's a superpower.
exactly, and we go right back to it.
100%.
But Madison is one of those locations that if you visit there once,
Ugh,
it leaves a footprint on you.
it does. And
If
it's
you
funny.
investigate, it leaves a mark on you.
It's wild too because like a ton of stuff doesn't even have to happen, but for just like
Mm-mm.
the vibe in there is so infectious. It's such a wonderful, it just pulls you in and you want to go back. I want to
Is
go
it
there right
wrong?
now. I'm going to go.
Is
I'm
it
just going to go there right now.
is it wrong for me to say that Madison almost feels homey?
No, a thousand percent. I've done 2 MadCons and I feel like Madison is when people say like, what are your go-tos? Madison's like one of my home bases, Madison and Hillview Manor.
Oh, Hillview. Oh, it's been forever. I feel like the
Another
old.
another very underrated place, Hillview
I
Manor.
feel like I'm the woman on the Titanic tossing the diamond over the board, going, "It's been forever."
Yeah, it's been 60
Hillview
years.
Manor is so underrated.
So, hey, the person, oh, unturned pages. I want to go to Hillview. Well, funny
Yeah,
you
that's
say
us.
that. I am having a Hillview Manor ghost hunt. It's a Sunday fun day ghost hunt for old people like me who want to be in bed at a reasonable hour. So it's 6 p.m. to midnight on April 21st. And it's a $65 hunt. And I'll have a bunch of equipment there to use. Oh, damn, Jenny, thanks.
She's on it.
Yeah. Oh, that is, oh, you know what? That is my REM pod build because I'm having another event. I'm doing a REM pod build class. That's on July 20th. And then on April 21st is the ghost hunt. But all of this is on my website too. So you can hunt with me, you can build REM pods with me. And then I'm also a guest and a speaker at Hellekson.
When is Hillcon?
Fuck.
Oh, Jenny didn't put that one up there.
No, that's okay. That's because Hellekson is in August.
Okay.
Yep,
All right.
I am. And I just signed on as a speaker, which is a full circle moment. I absolutely cried when they asked me to be a speaker because Hillcon was my first vendor show
Oh, that's
that I
awesome.
ever sold crystal pods at. Was at Hillcon last year.
Okay, so
And
I will tell you this. April 25th is my birthday. I have not been to Hillview since I filmed with the Ghost Detectives, Bob Christopher and all them. And it's been a long while since I've been back there.
it's fucking awesome. I love Hillview. And
And
there's only 35 tickets so that it can feel like a private without the price of a private.
so
That's
you
why.
got 6 to 9. So are you doing a
It's
workshop?
No, on April it's 6 to midnight and there's no workshop. You can follow me around if you want to. So if you're somebody who you're not really sure like what you're doing, I'm going to be having a whole bunch of experiments set up around the building. I do a lot of stuff with static generators. I have a Tesla coil. I do a lot of things with static electricity. So I'm doing an experimentation with sound frequency. And so
Okay, well, I knew there was a reason I liked you. You're only
yeah,
one day
there's
off
a
from
lot
me.
of fucking nerd shit. So you can follow me around for the nerd shit, or you could go off and explore. My biggest thing is, and I'm going to say this all the fucking time, the reason why it took me so long to really break into this industry is because it's so fucking expensive to be here. So
Yes,
no
it is.
matter where I go, no matter what I accomplish, no matter where I end up being, the biggest thing that I want to bring to the paranormal community is just affordability and accessibility. So when I do ghost hunts, it's going to be things that I can make them affordable. $65 and I'm only selling 35 tickets so that you can have this experience of feeling like you're doing a private investigation, but you are paying public investigation prices. Like I am not trying to make money on the events that I do.
Hey, Lauren, I'm just throwing this out there, but somebody that's well versed in Hillview lore and investigations, I'm maybe willing to drive out for 2 tickets for free. Help
You
you
know
out with
what?
the investigation.
We'll talk about that.
Yes.
Uh, we'll talk about that. We can talk about that. It could be like a birthday present. Listen, nobody else posts, oh, my birthday's in April too. Listen, when I say I don't make money, that means tickets that are free I pay for.
No, that means I'm not trying to catch a free ride. That means I will come help with the investigation
Oh
and
no, that's what I'm
lead
saying. Yeah.
with my
But like,
27 years of experience plus my expertise, I guess you could say, on Hillview. Because I
I'm
can
going to
send
give you a
you a
test.
clip. I've actually been choked out in the basement in the boiler room of Hillview.
Aww.
It's actually caught on video. I had headphones on that had cords, and there was a point in the video where
Are
the
you talking
headphone
about
cord
the
comes
Browns or
across my neck.
something? Did George get pissed at you?
George got pissed at me, I'm pretty
Well,
sure.
George loves me, so careful.
Well, don't go down there with me then.
That's my dude. You might be safe if you're down there with me. I built a piece of equipment for George.
I'm not trying to be safe.
Well, see, I love Jenny. Jenny, I love you so much. She's like, guys, but
Jenny's
there's
like, "Come
so
on, move
much,
it on. Let's go."
so much. I also wrote a book.
Ooh.
This book is a big sort of like where you see the paranormal and the spirituality of like what I do come to kind of like a bridge point is in Dark Moonlight. Because it discovering your world with magic, mysticism, and the paranormal. I talk a lot about being a paranormal investigator, like as a practicing witch and as a practicing like spiritual person. This leans more towards the spiritual aspect of it. It talks a lot about like cleansing your equipment
Yep.
and how to
Yep.
approach investigations in a very respectful way, how to approach witchcraft in a very respectful way. Um,
That's one thing people don't realize is after your investigations, you need to cleanse not only
yeah,
yourself, but your equipment as well.
that's another reason why there's crystals on these puppies. So, pretty much every single accessible crystal has some sort of protective mineral property. And there's always at least some form of like a quartz mineral on each one, um, within reason. Some of them don't. But so when
Hi,
you
Rich.
have something like this, you can just give it a fucking spritz with your moon water, or throw it out under the full moon, or smoke cleanse it, however you want. Because then it's also made of wood too, so you don't have to worry about that sort of like sterileness of plastic. It's wood. I also talk about how these sort of combine with like stone tape theory. The more that you hold on to it, the more that you connect with it, the more it's kind of like an extension of you. So the personal experiences that you're having, you'll be able to interact a little bit more with like your REM pod. ASMR.
Now that's one question I had for you. So, do you let the people pick their own stones that are going on the REM pod, or
Yeah,
do
if
you?
it's a custom, 100%,
Okay,
100%. You do everything,
okay.
everything.
So, in an investigation, do you think like if people
I
pick
already know
out
what you're
and
going to ask.
of course you do, because I already know what your answer is going to be. So, if people pick out stones that maybe don't know what certain stones are, so if they pick out protection stones, amethyst, things like that, black obsidian, do you think that that halts the performance of the REM pod itself?
No. And I'll tell you why. No protective crystal completely. Okay. This is so let's make
Oh,
something
she
very
threw her
clear.
finger up.
Let's
She's
make something
being
very clear about crystal magic. I don't care what kind of motherfucking books, and I'm not talking to you, Russ. I'm just talking, yeah, make me big.
make
I
her
don't
big.
care what
That's
kind
fine.
of motherfucking schooling, internet certificate, books you have, your grandma was into rocks and shit. The majority of crystal magic is so fucking subjective. It is
No, Jenny,
so subjective.
make her big.
I could I could show you 12 different sites saying 12 different things about an amethyst stone. So for me, when it comes to crystals, sure, if you touch it and you feel it and you vibe with it, go for it. It's awesome. Now, when it comes to when I put crystals on a crystal pod, does it repel ghosts? Well, let's think about this. Number one, we don't know what the fuck we're hunting for anyway. So nobody knows what a ghost is. That's first. That's first and foremost. Number two, The crystals are not repelling anything. You can hold a fucking, I'm not going to get cancer crystal all day long. And if your body's going to be susceptible to cancer, you're getting cancer, guys. I'm sorry. Maybe it's just not going to be as bad or whatever, but a crystal's not going to cure your medical needs. Now, that's within reason because minerals have medical properties, medicinal properties, totally different. Third, it is on a spiritual basis going to help things not attach to your equipment. It's not going to repel them from interacting with it because the pod is interacting with the electromagnetic radiation that's theoretically being put off by spirit energy. So it's not going to repel anything. It is going to supposedly stop anything from attaching itself to the pod, attaching itself to the user, and then also makes it a little bit easier for you to cleanse the item when you're done with your hunt. But I have not at all in any of the field usage or haunted locations that do have crystal pods have experienced anybody saying, it's repelling activity. They are less volatile because of how I built them, and that's a mechanical property. So they are less susceptible to false positives because of how I built them. It has nothing to do with the crystals. And scene.
Okay, and I'll bring myself back into that point. So do you think so there's always that old wives' tale, and I don't know if it's a wives' tale or
I love how much Jenny loves the seer. Jenny, we're going to talk about the seer, I promise.
We were going to talk about seer. All right.
That one in the middle's hers. That blue one.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Because Jenny always has to buy something.
Yeah, she got the blue one. Candy got that yellow one up in the left-hand corner.
I mean, I would buy the blue one because blue's my favorite color. So
look at the moons too. It's gorgeous.
It is. But so okay.
Squirrel.
I'm now on to Rockstar.
Nice.
But of course, Jenny, you always need to be one of the first.
Oh yeah. She fucking threatened to beat me up. Basically, I had to sell it to her.
So, do you think that there's the old wives' tale of you should always choose your own stones because the stones speak to you?
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you think putting on the stones onto the REM pods is transferring some of your energy to those stones?
That is also a fantastic question. And I am a practitioner of fucking witchcraft. So I'm the equivalent of the old woman in the woods that you go to for your magical potions.
Honey, if you find a voodoo doll, please throw it away.
and she puts it together for you and she gives it to you. I am facilitating that energy. So I am very, I love you too. I'm very calculated with how I am putting things on the pod. I have a sped up video of me doing an amethyst pod, and you can see it's very intentional how I put things on there.
Now I feel like you're over there like Walter White with like the wrong long rubber gloves, like putting things on.
Oh no, I'm touching them with my nice clean witchy fucking hands. I have baskets and baskets, and I will put them in my hands.
You don't think that's like an energy transference kind of thing?
I'm an active practitioner of.
But you're doing it with intentional energy.
Yes. So it's very intentional what I'm doing. So yes, there is a transfer because I am doing it.
And for people that don't know what intentional energy is, it makes or break anything between the witchcraft society.
I'm witching your fucking pod, y'all.
Bring that witch up in here.
I'm witching that shit up big time. But I even I have these lovely little, I'll put all the stones that I'm going to be using, and I will even go through, I hand pick every single fucking stone that goes on those. That's why it's a 4 to 6 week turnaround for customs for that reason. The longer you look at something like this, when you look at it at first, it looks very chaotic. And the longer you look at it, the more you're going to see design, the more you're going to see evenness in color, the more you're going to see sort of intentional placement of things.
So it's kind of like a pointillism painting.
Yeah, where it's like, it's not doing anything, but you can see like, oh, there's balance with, the rose quartz. There's balance with these yellow pieces of mookaite. So there's a lot of intention. I'm not just like making that sound. Actually, sometimes I am.
Don't worry. I just gave you a hashtag of witching that shit up.
Witching that shit up. So that's kind of where, and that's where the sort of like witchcraft piece ends, because not everybody wants the crystals. Not everybody puts crystals on their pot, and that's okay too. That's also
I mean, you have somebody
why.
put teeth on theirs.
Well, they're all, yeah. I know, I love this, which can also be that's witchy as fuck.
Yeah, a little bit.
I also have all 4 of the elements present in every pod that I do. The wood is torched. I use
Okay.
a
So you
water-based
use earth,
stain.
wind, fire, and earth.
Earth, wind, fire, and earth. Earth, wind, fire, and water.
Earth, wind, fire, water. Sorry.
I like
It's
earth, wind,
late.
fire, and earth.
It is late over here.
So there's a lot of intention. I'll say it again for the 50th time. There's fucking intention in these. And even there
Now,
are
is it your intention or is it their intention? Do they set intention when they receive it, or
it depends. It depends. So if they are not into the witchy part, then all I'm doing is just putting good motherfucking
you're just
vibes.
facilitating a piece of equipment?
Good vibes. Yep, that's all I'm doing. It doesn't have to be witchy. In the construction, a lot of people love the art of it. That's a lot of reason why they buy a custom, is because they're buying the art. But then you have like Jenny and Candy, who really wanted that witchy intention.
Not to call people out.
They know who they are. Oh, theirs are witchy as fuck. They have fucking symbols on theirs and shit. They were straight up.
Of course they do.
Oh yeah, they wanted witchy. So theirs had a ton of like deep intention. Jenny had very specific reasons why she wanted this shape, why she wanted these stones. And so I make sure that like when I'm doing something, when
she wants another kid, that's what it is.
No, you know what? It was very intentional with protection and creating a very safe space in her. It's that one that has the black tourmaline and the rose quartz.
Jenny's gonna kill me for saying that. I can guarantee you. I see her at Gettysburg, and
she's gonna punch you.
She will punch me. I can guarantee.
She's a fucking spitfire. I believe she'll punch you, straight up.
Yep, there it is. Shut up, Russ.
But like, she had a lot of very deep like intention with what she wanted her pod to be, so it was very personal. So I made it in a very personal way for her. And same with Candy's, which is right next to her, is that blue one. So yeah, and then also like the one that the guy made for his girlfriend, a lot of love went into that one. And then there's like this blue one where she's just like, I just love blue, so I just got every single blue stone I could fucking find, and just like,
not even the intention behind it, they just wanted the blue.
Well, I will always put like good intention, you know what I mean? I'll always put just like
well, of course, you're not sending
love and protection into it just naturally. You know, I'm never gonna make a pod and be like, "Wah, wah, wah."
You're not sending out demon spawn. I mean,
no. You know, until I make a demon pod.
Well, I mean, that's new in the field, so I mean, I'm sure they will sell pretty well.
I did make a custom for a gal who was like, I kind of want these like demon vibes, and I was like, ooh, girl, say less. So it was like a real like fiery, you know, awesome. And it says like dance with your demons
kind of thing.
It was fucking badass. That one was badass, but yeah,
that's awesome. All right, so
look at this. Look at this crystal.
I have one similar sitting over on my TV stand.
Have you ever seen Dark Crystal, Jim Henson?
Yes.
I saw this.
If you have not seen Dark Crystal by Jim Henson, you are
watch it right now.
Yeah.
I came across
or Labyrinth
or Labyrinth, yeah. Or Return to Oz. Those are my go-tos. I was getting crystals for the pods, and I saw this, and I was like, oh my God, that's the fucking crystal shard. And I bought it. And it's like, if you look at the crystal shard next to this, it's like the same shape.
Looks like a piece of kryptonite.
Kryptonite? It's an amethyst.
I know.
Oh.
I was trying to make a joke.
Look at that fucking beautiful,
ill-timed.
Beautiful bitch. Jenny knows where I got this from.
Of course Jenny knows where you got it from.
She goes to the same place.
Uh-huh.
All right.
All right, so
Jenny keeps putting up the seer.
V-Rock. What? Yep. Okay,
let's
talk about the seer a little bit.
That's a new piece of equipment that I made. And it's like the beginning stages of the new piece of equipment.
I was to say, could you elaborate a little bit more?
So you have there used to be this piece of equipment called the Periscope 360.
Yes.
And it looked like a spider, and it just detected static electricity. and you can't find them anymore unless you can find them like used or something on eBay, and they're hundreds of dollars. So the Seer is my future replacement for the periscope. So what I do when I develop a piece of equipment is I build the base model, which is this. I get it out the door. They're $65 a piece. They're going to be at all my shows this year. I get feedback from everybody. If they want to give me feedback, I really appreciate it. If they just want like a cheap piece of equipment, awesome. Take it out in the field, test it, see how you like it, give me your feedback, and then I further develop the equipment to make it even better. So the Seer is the static electricity emissions responder, and it detects electrostatic and static electricity discharge. And the cool thing is at shows, when I sell them, I have a static generator and I have a Tesla coil, and I mechanically test all of my equipment before I sell it. And I'm able to demonstrate that in person at shows. So it's really cool when you come to a show, because I'll also demonstrate the crystal pods and I'll demonstrate the static pods so that you can see mechanically how they work. And then you can take them out in the paranormal field and see how they work with fucking ghosts and shit.
Okay, Lauren, I'm gonna get a hold of you about something, and we may be able to work something out.
Oh God, I'm scared. Russ is like,
No, no,
send
no, no,
me
no, 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 no,
everything.
no, no. I no, I help run a preservation society up here in
Oh,
Massachusetts.
cool.
We have 2 locations about to turn into 5,
Nice.
and we have events all the time.
Yeah, I love events. I love events.
So, if you
I'm
would partner with us and send us some of your equipment to use on these investigations, we could sell your equipment.
I will say this. So I sell on the Ghost Hunter store with Dave Giuliano right now. And during vendor show season, it is so hard for me to do wholesale right now when it comes to sending out equipment to people. I just sent out some equipment to the show Dark Echoes on Amazon
Yep.
Prime for them to have on there. But yes, so like keep me in the loop on that.
Yes.
I'm the only person that makes this stuff, so I don't have anybody else that helps me make things. And
Well,
I
I'm saying, like, we have tables set up at these events all the time,
yeah.
and I'm not
Oh no, for
trying
sure.
to wiggle
Oh
my
no, no,
way
no.
in.
And I know it. I'm so appreciative because I love that. But I'm also like, there's a lot of people liking my stuff right now, and it's super cool. And I'm
Exactly.
super blessed.
If you
Very, very
send
much
us
so.
if you send us a few samples to show how they work, we can take orders for you right to
Yeah.
your website or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the biggest things that we always do. We run a para fair every spring and fall,
Oh,
and we
I'll
run
just
an
fucking
expo.
come.
Yes, please do.
Yeah, I literally when if you go to my website and you look at my schedule, I travel all year. I'm not even at home in August. I have a camper, and
Okay,
I
so here you
when
go.
I say
So,
I got into this 8 months ago, it sounds like I'm like, no, dude, I am all over this
all
like
right.
east, like I have 2 campers so that I travel um in the camper to shows. This is all I do for a living. This is my full-time job now.
All right. So the spring
So
para fair
like
for us
tell
is
me the fares.
May 19th.
Oh, that's Parapsychon, babe.
Oh, fuck. All
Mhm.
right. So you can either do our expo or the our fall para fair that we do.
When's it in fall? Wait, no,
I
just
bel
send me that info.
I definitely will. But
Yeah,
yeah, definitely
send me
like
that because
definitely
I'm all over the place. I think February is this is the only month that I don't have. I am booked all the way through October. Why I am either because I also do education workshops.
yes.
I teach about like I'm doing a class in New York. It's kind of close-ish. I'll be in New Jersey. I don't know. Are any of those places closer to you?
I'm 4 hours from Jersey.
I teach about like electrostatic and the paranormal, just like as personal theory of just different ways to approach uh investigative methods because we're so obsessed with EMF. And even though yes, that's my bread and butter, like I sell EMF all fucking day long, like yeah, electromagnetic radiation, woo, but there's so
Ooh.
much else out there. So
All right, so let's get into the hard-hitting questions here.
Yeah.
Are you ready for these?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
What would be your
Tacos are my
last
favorite
meal?
food.
The fuck?
I'm a witch. What was my last meal?
What would be your last meal?
Oh, ever? Oh my God. Fucking tacos. Are you kidding me?
You're on death row. You could have anything you want. What would be your last meal?
I would need a kitchen because they would have to be.
Oh, so they'd be cooked by you.
Yes.
I don't know if the jail would let that happen.
Well, then fuck it. You don't get to kill me then, bitches. Then I'm having nothing.
You'll
then
be
I'm going to have.
You'll
then
be
I
sitting
want to
in the
have
chair
the
with a
heart.
frying pan.
I want to have the heart of the person that's pulling the lever on my plate.
Jesus.
I either want vegan tacos that I made or the heart of the person pulling the lever sprinkled with the fucking tears of their children.
Oh, Bonnie's laughing because she doesn't know my usual questions.
And some lime and a little bit of cilantro.
A little bit of lime and cilantro. Just spice it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Now,
so
is that on the tacos or the heart?
The heart.
Oh, okay.
Preferably
you gotta make
like fresh, like there's still some pumping in there.
Yeah, for fuck's sake.
I'm a vegan.
Okay.
It's my last meal.
All right. So, since you are an investigator at heart,
mm-hmm.
No pun intended there. 5 places in the world, anywhere in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to worry about expenses, anything like that. Where would you like to visit?
The
to
catacombs in France.
Or visit?
Catacombs in France. I want to investigate and visit.
That's a big one.
The Hollywood sign. I want to investigate that.
Okay, I'm going to pause you right there. What is the reason behind the Hollywood sign?
You know how many fucking people off themselves there?
I do.
There's something going on there.
So you think that's like a jump off point kind of thing?
Or a different fucking dimension of reality. Okay,
so you think there's a portal behind the Hollywood sign?
Russ, listen. I don't believe in ghosts.
You don't believe in ghosts? Okay. All right. That's fair. That's fair.
I do not think, and this is very hard sometimes to talk about. So this is just a developing personal theory that I am working with right now because I have so much respect. Are we going to
shed tears right now, or?
Huh?
Are we going to shed tears right now, or are we going to? Okay.
No.
All right.
I mean, it's personal because it's a very hard thing to talk about for a lot of people, because a lot of people, I think, get into this because they've lost loved ones and they feel like they can connect with their loved ones through the paranormal. And I am slowly starting to develop the idea that we are not talking to our loved ones. I am very much of the mind that I'm pretty sure there is some like multi-dimensional things going on. And then you have places like the woods in Japan and the Hollywood sign and these like epicenter places where people unalive themselves. And while I'm an advocate for mental health, and I think that mental illness is a very real thing, and I think that people who kind of are pushed to that part of it where they take their own lives are, I don't think we are helping human beings enough to nurture their existence here. But there is a reason why that is an escape.
Well, and that's the thing. Actually, the last show I just had last week was actually about men's mental health.
And it's wild. If you have people that have battled with suicidal tendencies, it's like they can't even explain the state. And I'm not saying mental illness is paranormal. I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. But when you are in such a state where that is the only choice that you have, there is an energy that's created. And it's so wild to me that there are these very specific places in the world that people are drawn to. The Golden Gate Bridge, the Hollywood sign, the suicide forest. And now, when I say investigate, I do not want to go there and pretend like I'm fucking talking to people because, this is also kind of a hard pill to swallow sometimes, but sometimes I think when we're over humanizing the energy that we're trying to investigate, I find that it really borders like almost inappropriate and almost disrespectful. So if
Yes.
I were to go to the Hollywood sign and investigate, I would purely be investigating atmospheric. I would purely be wanting to take readings to see what sort of readings are present when it comes to presence of like electromagnetic radiation, static electricity, gamma rays, like, you know what I mean? Just purely atmospheric. And
Okay, and I will give you another 3 seconds, and I will ask you a question here to feed off of. Just remember, I have Bluetooth headphones, so I can hear everything you're saying. But that is one of the main reasons I don't like to investigate cemeteries. Now,
I
what
think
is your what is your input on investigating cemeteries?
I think that they are just full of carcasses. The end. I don't think there's anything in cemeteries. And that is a loaded thing because so many people are like, no. I think the only thing that are in cemeteries are energy of people that are alive, of the family members that go and visit their family members, and of the people that are wandering around the graveyards. That's what I did when I was a teenager. I went there because it was quiet, because it was peaceful. I think the only energy that we're finding in graveyards is the energy of the living. And we're very, very, very visceral energy sources. We're fucking REM pods. We're EM pumps. There we go. Hey, I'll be there too. I'm actually speaking at that one. Hey, I'll be there too. Come build shit. Come build shit for the ghosts I don't believe in. Also, you should read that too. You could do some witchcraft. There's some coloring pages in that book.
Oh, I'm gonna have to buy it then.
Yeah, there are. There's my tattoo artist did the coloring pages.
Oh,
They're beautiful.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Definitely have to buy that then.
Yeah, she's amazing.
But all right, so okay. Well, you still have 3 more choices left. We kind of got off
I know.
topic there.
Isn't it hard to ask me questions? I just go off.
Well, I mean, if you're with me, I mean, Jenny knew this very well that it's squirrel every 2
She's like,
seconds.
guys, I just want to go to bed.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, she's an hour behind us, so don't worry.
Oh, she's fine.
All right, so you got 3 more. What do you got?
Oh,
So you
shit.
got the catacombs. You got
Catacombs, Hollywood sign.
Hollywood sign. Hollywood sign is the first one I've ever heard that one.
Okay, so when I was in India, we went to a Shiva temple, and it was like up in the mountains, and there are these spiritual practitioners, these babas, these like holy men that live in the mountains, and that's where they go to study and contemplate and meditate. And I think it would be so interesting to have, and again, when I say investigate, I'm honestly not looking for dead people. Most of my
You're
stuff is
honestly talking about going in and
very
soaking in that
atmospheric.
energy.
Yeah, very energetic, atmospheric sort of readings. Like,
Yep.
just to find the difference in like what is happening in these places. But I studied in Rishikesh, India, and it was palpable, like the everything that was there. So that's definitely going back there and going into like the Himalayan mountains, for sure. And then going back to Jerusalem, and there is a church inside the walls of Jerusalem.
I can
When I
only
was
imagine what
there,
the energy is like in Jerusalem.
dude,
I
it's
can only
fucking
imagine.
weird. It is fucking weird. So there is
I
this
get
really, dude.
I
Wait,
get a
do you like
huge
B-rated horror movies?
I do.
There is this B-rated horror movie called Jerusalem, and it's
Seen it.
fucking.
Seen it.
Oh my
Seen
god!
it. Seen it.
It's so good. So I was so pumped to go to Jerusalem, and they really filmed it in Jerusalem.
Yeah.
But and Jerusalem syndrome that they talk about there, like when the people go crazy, that's real.
That's real. Yeah.
That is real as shit, and it is fucking
Oh, trust
weird.
me. I watch these B movies and I go down that rabbit hole of like,
dude,
going into things, and trust me, the things I've found out is
it's
insane.
crazy. So definitely going back to that church in Jerusalem. So I have back a Shiva temple in India, the
Hollywood sign.
church in the middle of Jerusalem, Hollywood sign, the catacombs.
Catacombs. Got one more.
Fuck. Man, I don't know.
Now, my wife and I, we actually going to see a traveling exhibit in Boston in late March, early April, which is the Auschwitz exhibit.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
I couldn't make it through the Titanic exhibit.
That's nothing like fucking Auschwitz, though.
No.
Titanic was just a bunch of fucking rich people and some, other people that weren't as rich.
Yeah.
Auschwitz.
And Auschwitz, like that's like, well, the way I see it is I'm never going to
Chernobyl. I would do Chernobyl.
That is one of my answers that I would always do, hands down, every day.
That's
it's not even going to investigate. It's just to go and be there. Ground zero.
Fucking shit happening there, man.
Ground zero. Like
there's some portals. They're fucking happening at Chernobyl.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, Auschwitz. I don't even think. Oh my god, I would have such a hard time.
Well, the only reason I kind of explain it to myself is like I'm never going to actually make it over there. Probably.
I went to the Anne Frank house, and that was hard.
I can imagine.
That was hard being there.
Okay, so this last question is going to throw you for a loop.
Man, we got ended that on a fucking heavy ass note, Russ.
Well, this next one you can lighten it up a little bit.
Okay.
All right, so you have to put together a team of 5 investigators, including yourself. So you have 6 people all together. Yourself's out. You're the one assembling the team.
Got it. I'm one of the 5.
All right, Jenny, put her on a spotlight. So 5 investigators. You cannot include yourself. You're already included in it.
Fuck.
So you have 5 investigators. And here's stipulations. Fact or fiction? Living or dead? What would your team be? And if you say Ed and Lorraine, they count as 1. If you say Scooby-Doo, they count as 1.
I'm like one of the people that thinks Ed and Lorraine Warren are problematic as fuck. So they're not on my team. Nikola Tesla, duh. Dorian Gray. Mina, but like Mina from the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Okay.
So
now, so you have 2 from Extraordinary Gentlemen. So can we bulk those into 1?
No, Dorian Gray is from a book, and he was also in but not Dorian Gray from Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Okay, all right.
Dorian Gray from the Extraordinary Gentlemen was a fucking womanizer. Well, I mean, he was a womanizer anyway, but he would just be really good for experimental purposes. Okay,
kind of douchey in the League.
Then fuck that. Then no. Then I'll take Mina over him.
Okay.
So
all right.
I want Mina from the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and then I want Tesla, Nikola Tesla. I want what's her name? Oh my god, I can't remember this character's name.
This is why it's the hard-hitting
Odd
question.
Thomas from Dean Koontz.
Oh my god, thank you so fucking much.
Russ and I just became best friends. He'd be fucking great. Are you kidding me?
Oh my god, Odd Thomas.
Yeah, incredible.
Fuck.
Jenny, I gotta go. I'm doing all fictional characters because I don't actually ever. After I'm done with Tri-C, I'm never going to be on a team again. But if I wanted,
it's a one and done for her.
Yeah. And it's nothing against Tri-C. I'm just like I can't follow anybody up with Tri-C. They're my favorite. But when I'm not able to be on there anymore, I'm not going to do any more teams. Okay,
just go independent like me.
I know, that's what I'm doing. I want to work with teams. to
That's
like
exactly what I
enrich.
do. That's
Yeah,
exactly
that's
what
what I
I
want to
do.
do.
I'm part of a team, but I work with other
Penny
teams on
Dreadful.
the outside. Penny Dread. Oh, breaking out Stephen
Nina,
King here.
Odd Thomas, Penny Dreadful. Who else did it? Nikola Tesla. Oh,
Tesla. You got one
damn. My
more.
team's fucking hitting it. And Beyonce.
Why? So she's standing in the corner doing this?
No, because she's fucking Beyonce. And I want to hang out with her. So she'll be on my paranormal team.
Okay, we just unbecame best friends.
That's fine. Because you're not on my team, Russ. Beyonce is.
I am a living
Uh-oh.
human being,
Uh-oh.
so
Uh-oh. Oh, no, no. To the left with
I
you,
already
sir.
have a ring on it, so it's fine. All right, so Lauren, tell us where people can buy your equipment, where they can find you. Oh, I can see Jenny in the background scrolling through pictures. Okay, this is freaking me out a little bit.
I should have, she has I think she has like more than my press kit than I've ever given anybody. So she probably
Oh
has
shit. All right, we're going to toss this up here. All right, Jenny, go back to the book. Go back to the book. There we go. All right.
that's my website. Or if that's too wordy, laurenhaunts.com gets you there too.
Lily Anna Marie
Exactly. That's why Lauren
Creative.
Haunts works. Liliana Marie Creative is my business.
Okay.
So Liliana Marie Creative houses my publishing company. It houses me, Lauren Haunts. It houses, I do graphic design. I've designed a few of Mike Ricksecker's book covers.
Oh my God, Mike. He's actually coming on my show soon here. I love him.
Shadow Dimension.
Oh, was that yours?
No. That's just I'm a big fan of Mike Ricksecker because of that
Okay.
book.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I have designed some covers for the authors that he publishes.
Mm.
So I've designed a few covers for him. So Liliana Marie Creative is my big business that covers like everything that I do. And then Lauren Haunts is
Yeah, Bonnie.
equipment
No shit, Jenny
development
stalks people.
and education. What?
I said, yeah, Bonnie. No shit, Jenny stalks people.
Oh, no, Jenny does not stalk me. I gave her all this information. She's a good girl. But yeah, Lauren Haunts, you can find me everywhere. I'm on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. A lot of my little like educational shorts are on TikTok. I talk a lot about witchcraft, paranormal investigating, static electricity, all sorts of good shit.
All right, so we got the paranormal gathering at the Windermere.
That is my that's my next event that I have. I'll be at the gathering at Windermere. I'll either be speaking or we might be doing a workshop there, but I'm definitely speaking there. So I'll be speaking and vending there.
All right. Oh, there we go. And there's your
And then that is the build class I'm doing in July. And I'm also speaking at Hellekson. And then the ghost hunt is April 21st.
Okay, Lauren, and I'm not saying this in a bad way. Have them use a better cover picture of you.
That is my fucking headshot that I took, Russ.
I'm not trying to say anything bad, but seeing you live on camera.
Oh, well, I'll be honest. When at vendor shows, I do look like that. I just don't have my bangs down.
Yeah, well,
my headshot that I use for education events, I'm holding a Tesla coil. It's really cool. And I'm wearing my glasses.
All right, the bash. You said you're going to vend, and if I don't see you there, I will flip a table.
Well, shit, don't. I mean, I want to vend there. Don't make me not want to just so you'll flip a table.
I mean, if that's the only way it's going to get there, I'll do it tomorrow.
How about flip a table if I'm there?
I'll flip my table if you're there.
Okay. Just have an empty table. I don't want you to flip your table with stuff on it.
Yes, Jenny, I will flip a table if you're there because you're probably going to be right next to me. So, but I wouldn't flip your table because you have stones on it, and that's going to be a very messy cleanup.
That'd be a messy table.
Yeah. So, so you got the Battlefield Bash, end of July, 26th to 28th. Lauren, you definitely need to be there. Pam, if you're still listening, if not, get on this woman. She's only a couple hours away. She's shorter of a drive than I am.
I know, and I just bring my camper and just fucking stay at a Walmart parking lot.
Well, the hotel we're staying at this year is beautiful, and
I am a crazy person, and I do not like hotels.
okay, all right. Well, then that's
I literally bought 2 campers so that I could avoid hotels.
okay. You're the crazy person. All right, that's fine.
I'll rent a hotel just so I can stay in the parking lot.
We've already admitted that you're already the crazy person. So
insanity.
Okay, and Jenny just said the hotel's haunted as shit. It actually is.
Perfect. I'll stay in the parking lot. I'll come in and I'll investigate, and then I'll go back outside to my camper. Shitter's full.
Shitter's full. All right. So, anyways, so let's see here.
So Russ and I are best friends now, and he'll warm up to Beyonce eventually. Don't worry.
We have the connection to Ohio, and if she doesn't come to Gettysburg, I will make the 4-hour short drive to Ohio
and I'll just drag her.
Yeah,
let's go.
I don't have a hitch on my car.
I wanted to go to that one last year too, so that's definitely like one I want to come to.
I tell you what, Gettysburg is not.
And I love Gettysburg, so that's.
Devin Townsend, your husband just commented.
Devin Townsend.
See,
no, you know what?
I remember Frame Shifter there. He's over there.
You know who that probably is? That's probably fucking Justin. Justin, is that you? You son of a bitch. I don't know who Devin Townsend is. Justin is one of the guitar players of Frame Shifter, and he's the biggest pain in my ass. But his wife is lovely, and I love her so much. And she's the photographer for ParasiteCon.
Unturned pages. We're not about starting shit or anything like that. So,
oh my god, no, it's fine.
You two take it behind the scene and
he's
knock
already
it out in the green room.
We love each other. I'm his second wife, okay?
All right. So, Lauren, it has been amazing to have you on. I just got the
I know, Jenny's like, guys, she did. That was like 15 minutes ago that she said you guys.
Yeah, well, it's Jenny. We're making her hurt anyway. So
I know, Jenny. I hope you feel better. She's like, we love you too.
So I mean, so tell us again where they can catch you on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, wherever you're at. You're on all of them.
Find me everywhere. Just Google Lauren Haunts and you'll find me.
Lauren Haunts.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm all like Visa.
Accepted everywhere.
Everywhere you want to be, guys. It's me.
All right, Lauren. Well, I really appreciate you coming on. You were such a great guest.
Fun.
And I tell you what, if I don't see you in 6 months in Gettysburg, I'm coming to Ohio and kidnapping your ass.
You know what? You might see me before then, so. But that's fine. I'll take it. Gas is expensive. You can come kidnap me.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. I mean, we may not be able to bring your camper, but I mean,
whatever.
Hey, sorry, I don't have a hitch. My bad. So, but thank you so much, Lauren, for coming on, guys.
It's been my pleasure.
You guys have been an absolute amazing audience, and Lauren, thank you again so much for coming on, and you guys are absolutely amazing. So we will see you next week. I'm gonna take Lauren off here. I'm gonna do a couple little announcements real quick. If you're still listening with us, that'd be fantastic. Thank you so much, Lauren. All right, so guys, we have a special episode of Unturned Pages coming up here on this Tuesday, January 30th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or excuse me, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The one, the only, the godfather of the paranormal, John Zaffis. We will talk about everything under the sun with him. It'll definitely be a great show. John's so hard to get on a show and get him nailed down for a date. But in other words, we also have awesome t-shirts and merch coming out. T-shirts, hoodies, whatever it may be, we can make it for you. So right now we're doing pre-orders on Unturned Pages t-shirts, which absolutely comfortable t-shirts. They're wearable. They're comfortable material, $20 shipped. So message us on Facebook and we will definitely get out there for you. So next up, we have the Haunted Objects Day Tours for the Devils on the Run tour with Nesper and Get Haunted. So they have it on March 29th at the Shanley Hotel. And they also have it on June 1st at the Missouri State Penitentiary. So If you ever want to see the real Annabelle doll, make sure you go check out these events. So the Penhurst Paracon coming out. This is a big, big, big event for a lot of people in PA. Penhurst Paracon, May of 2024. This is one event that packs PA like crazy. You guys will definitely want to check this out. It is very cheap to get into. You guys will not regret going out to it. You have people like from Project Fear, Ghost Hunters International. You have everybody under the sun going to this one. So definitely check it out if you're in the area. Of course, like I said before, the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash, one of the greatest events out there in PA besides for Penhurst Paracon. This is 100% charity driven. We supply 100% of the proceeds back to disabled veterans, as well as kids with terminal diseases. West Virginia Batman will be there. Definitely a bunch of really, really great stuff. Up in my area, the woods up here in the South Shore of Massachusetts, we have a paranormal weekend experience. Excuse me, the House of Hurt and Pain. Spend the night at the house. Great activity there. Second night, Hearthstuff Hall. Awesome experiences, awesome activity. Will not disappoint. Cemetery tours and investigations. We actually just got our hands on a couple cemeteries up here, and we were given the green light to do everything. And a brewery and pizza. Up here on the South Shore, you cannot go wrong with some great bar pizza. The East Coast Paracon, or Para Expo. We don't call it a con because the thing about it is we don't bring people in that are well known. We shine the light on the little people. We want everybody out there to have their voice. So guess what? If you're a podcast, if you're a paranormal team, if you're a vendor, equipment builder, whatever you are, we're looking for you because we want you to have your time in the light. Wilson Castle, the 5th annual Basket Castle, happens every year in October. Great event. Come, have a couple drinks, have a good time, party, or investigate. That's up to you. Definitely check out for tickets for that. So, Warner Paranormal Preservation Society, a part I'm group of, has just released their schedule for starting at 2024. We have an education night, which is for beginners. Come 7 to 11 at Hearthstuff Hall. Teach you all the equipment, teach you how to investigate, everything like that. February 24th is a research night, which is more of the seasoned professionals, whatever you want to call them. Come in and investigate on your own. Have us help you, whatever it may be. Also at the hall, kids movie night, 6 p.m. Popcorn, drinks, everything. Show a great movie. The Mediumship Circle with Julie, 6:30 to 8:30, March 6th. We're going to be doing this every month. Great way to finally kind of hit on a couple things for yourself. Learn how to communicate with past spirits, family members, loved ones, whatever it may be. March 23rd, we have the Easter egg hunt coming up, which is a great event for us. We've done it the last 2 years. We have 2 separate ones. We have a younger kids one, and we have an older 13 and above kind of Easter egg hunt. April 12th, we have a murder mystery dinner coming up. Come play your part, have some good dinner, enjoying the fun. May 19th, the Wicked Pistol Spring Parafair. This is going to be our third one this year, or third one annually, and always a great time. Every summer at the House of Hurt and Pain, we have a spring and Halloween movie night. Every weekend, we'll be showing a different movie, having fun, doing everything. So, guys, definitely come check this out if you're in the Massachusetts area, Western New York, or Eastern New York, whatever it may be. Another big shout out to our sponsors, Enchanted Awakenings, Jenny and Bonnie. They've done a great job. Warner Paranormal Preservation Society. I may be part of it. I may be biased, but we do some great things. Also, Expedition Entity. Larry Eisler out there. He did our intro video. So absolutely amazing guy. All right, guys. So tune in Tuesday, January 30th, John Zaffis will be talking about some great things, and you guys will not be disappointed. So we will see you then until 2 days from now. We'll see you then, guys.